All right, well, welcome to this webinar. This is the second webinar in a series of 3, welcoming new students joining us for January 2025 to Richmond. And the focus of this webinar is about student life at Richmond. So we're going to tell you a little bit about life on campus, what to expect, and how you can get involved. All right, so let's get started here. I'm going to first introduce you to a number of people, some of whom are joining us today on this webinar. This is our student affairs team, and they're people that you will meet during orientation. Some of them you may actually meet before you start at Richmond over email or maybe video call or maybe even on this webinar. So my name is Alison Kolstedts. I'm Vice President for Student Affairs. And here with me today, I have Brittany Yaxley, who is our Student Accommodation and Community Support Officer. Brittany, do you want to say a quick hi?
As Alison mentioned, I manage the student accommodation. So if you are going to be using our accommodations here in London, you'll get to know me very well. And I also manage anything community related. So clubs and societies, social media, things like that, if you're interested in getting involved on campus. So it's nice to meet you guys.
Thanks, Brittany. Right next to Brittany is Monica De Freitas. She is our Student Health and Wellbeing Officer. I'm not sure, Monica, are you here with us today?
Yes, I am here today. Yeah, as Alison said, I'm the Health and Wellbeing Officer, and I'm here to support students with anything that might be stressing them during that time at Richmond.
Great, thank you very much. And next to Monica is Alice Fillingham. Alice is our Student Accessibility Officer, and you may have already been in contact with her, but Alice, do you want to say hello?
Yeah, so hi. So I'm Alice, I'm the Student Accessibility Officer, meaning that I create support plans for students with additional needs and just help everyone achieve their potential here at Richmond.
Thank you. I know Catherine is not with us. She's in a conference today, but I think we are joined by Chi Wang, who is our UKVI compliance assistant and man of all things visas. Are you there, Chi?
Yes, I'm here. Hi, everyone. So my name is Chi, and I'm UKVI compliance assistant. So throughout your study journey with us, I will provide all the necessary tips and helpful information to help you to maintain your visa status throughout your journey. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Chi. And next to Chi is our Career Support Officer, Dr. Maria Theodopoulos. Theodopoulos, I think. Maria, help me. Are you there?
Hi, I'm Maria, and I'm the Career Support Officer. I can help you with things that have to do with your CV and searching for a part-time or full-time job, and all the resources that will help you in your employability plan.
Great, thank you, Maria. On the careers team also is our colleague Ragad. She is not here with us today, but she's our international internship officer. So as a part of every course at Richmond, you can opt to do an academic internship. But there are a lot of other options for work experiences, as Maria mentioned, and you'll start to get to know all of those as you join us in January. Jason Elliott is also not here with us today, but he is our head of financial assistance and scholarships. So if you are a student joining us with a scholarship or bursary from Richmond, he may have already been in contact. Jason also supports students with loans through Student Finance England and through the US Department of Education, and some European loans as well. And if you are a student joining us to start in Leeds in January 2025, you probably have met Kirsty Ibbotson. She is our student support officer and manages all of our support at the Leeds campus. We are all available over email. So if you do want to reach out to a member of the team, you can contact us at studentaffairs@richmond.ac.uk. Before we move on to Residence Life, we want to introduce a couple of colleagues who have joined us outside of the Student Affairs team. I think we have Kiara and Maggie from the International Office. Kiara, do you want to say a quick hi and then we'll pass over to Maggie?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Chiara. I'm the North American Programs Coordinator from Richmond. And if we have any visiting students here coming from the US, I'll be your academic advisor. So I will see you in January.
Thank you, Kiara. And Maggie, I think you're with us.
I am. Thank you, Alison. I'm also working for the International Programs team and also another one of the academic advisors for visiting students. And additionally, I will be at Heathrow Airport on in the new year, waiting excitedly to pick you up. Looking forward to meeting you all.
Thanks, Maggie and Kiara. All right, I'm going to pass over to Brittany, who's going to tell us a little bit about residence life and student accommodation at Richmond.
Hi guys, so this is our residence life team for the spring 2025 term. We have Gwen Patterson, who is our resident director, and she will be living at Tower Hill. We have Tristan Craig, who is our resident advisor and will also be living at Tower Hill with Gwen. And then we have Gina Hawksworth, who is a resident advisor living at West Kensington. We have two accommodation options, like I just mentioned. We have West Kensington and Tower Hill. So all of these rooms, no matter which location you pick, are shared occupancy, so 2 students per room, situated within an apartment of 2 to 3 bedrooms. So total, there would be 4 to 6 students within an entire apartment. All of them have shared kitchens, bathrooms, and common spaces. Your bedding and all of your kitchen supplies are included, so there isn't anything that you need to buy when you come. The apartments are cleaned weekly. That is included in your rent price. The Richmond student staff that I just mentioned, they live there on site. So you will be assigned one of them, either the resident director or the resident advisor. So if you have any maintenance issues, if you have any, hopefully not, but if you have any roommate issues, anything like that, they're there on site to help you deal with that as soon as possible. From all of you guys will be joining us in spring, so you'll be on a 16-week contract. Even if you are going to stay for the fall, you would be on a 16-week contract, and then we'd start a new contract for the next fall. So the move-in day for that is Monday, January 13th. So here's a quick look at our West Kensington location. It's £345 per week. This is, each apartment is slightly different, but they do have all of the same amenities. So all of them would come with 2 couches. Each room would come with 2 twin beds. The kitchens are relatively the same, maybe slightly different tile color or cabinet color, but this gives you a good idea. Our West Kensington location is full, so the only option you have if you're still looking for housing is Tower Hill. So this is our Tower Hill accommodation. It's £365 per week, and these are all of the common spaces before we take a look at the apartment itself. So the first photo, that's where you'd actually walk in. That leads you to the reception area. We have the rooftop garden, the indoor pool, and the gym. In addition to this, we also have a game room on site, and we have 24/7 security and reception desk with a mail room as well. So again, like I said, for the West Kensington location, each apartment is slightly different, but this gives you a good idea of what to expect. As you can tell, it's a little bit more modern than the West Kensington location, but it gives you a good idea of what the kitchen would look like, what the shared living space would look like in the living room and the dining room. This is an example of a bedroom size, but those are 2 twins that are pushed together. So obviously they would be separated for the 2 students, and then you'd share that closet. And then each apartment, whether it's 4 students or 6 students, you get 2 bathrooms. So this is an example of one of the bathrooms that would be in your flat. So typically the housing process is, if you have not started it yet, you would accept your offer to study at Richmond, then you'd complete a housing application form and you'd pay your tuition deposit if that is applicable to you. Once you have paid your tuition deposit, you'll wait for a housing offer form from us. So that should come automatically. If for some reason you don't receive one within 48 to 72 hours of paying that tuition deposit, you can reach out to me. I'll put my email in the chat. Then you will review the offer once you get the housing offer, then you can review it and you can accept or decline. If that's not the location that you wanted, or if you're just kind of looking for something else, I'm more than happy to chat through different options with you. If you want to accept, you'll pay your £250 damage deposit, sign your tenancy agreement, and then you're ready to go to move in on January 13th. And next, I'll also talk about this because I manage the student clubs and societies on campus. So we'll take a look at all of the clubs and societies that are currently active. As you can see, we have quite a few. There's 20, I believe, that are active right now. So if you see anything on the screen that, jumps out to you, something that you want to be involved in, it's a great way to meet people who have like-minded interests, come from a like-minded background, or even if it's something, you might not necessarily come from Japan, but you're really interested in Japanese culture, they welcome everyone to join and just kind of learn more about it. So anything that sounds interesting to you, reach out to me. I can connect you with the club president so you can get involved and join the society, attend a lot of events that they have. If there's something on here that you think is missing or think like an important club that you think needs to be on our campus, that's also something you can talk to me about and we can start a new club. And the weekly community activities, these are run by our clubs and societies. So every Wednesday in the lobby, something will be happening roughly from about 12 to 3. So if you are on campus on Wednesdays, it's a great time to just kind of stop by the lobby and see what's going on. The clubs do rotate putting on an event every week. So here are some examples of some things that have been going on in the past semester. So Baking Society has done decorating cupcakes. Gaming Society last spring did a March Madness style ping pong tournament. They've also done Mario Kart tournaments. The Japanese Culture Appreciation Society does an origami folding. Actually, this Wednesday, the Japanese Culture Society is going to be doing a calligraphy workshop as well. Korean Culture Society does a lot of events, the traditional dress ceremonies, K-pop dance classes, Korean cooking classes. This Wednesday, I believe they're also doing a where you can try Korean beauty products, things like that. Green Project has done decorating pots and planting seeds in them in the past, and Fashion Society does decorating tote bags, clothing drives, and swaps. So it's very different. Every week it will be completely different based on the club, and they like to switch up their activities. So again, just if you're ever on campus during a Wednesday afternoon, you don't know what to do, just pop by the lobby and something will be happening.
Thanks, Brittany. I'm going to tell you a little bit about our Student Government Association. So Student Government Association are elected students who represent you, and they represent your course and your interests. They also represent student life at Richmond. They will be talking to you in person during orientation, but you can also find a little bit more about them on our website, on our students.richmond.ac.uk website. They host student forums, so they want to get your feedback and hear what you have to say about your student experience. You also have the opportunity to elect course representatives. So as part of your degree, you will be studying on a specific course. Maybe it's computer science or international history or political science or communications. For each of those majors, there is a course representative who will ask for your feedback, talk to you about module selection, about careers beyond your degree, and get your feedback on the course. Student government also serves on every university committee, apart from a very select few, and they give the student perspective on how things are going and what sort of changes need to be made in order to support the student body. Student government also hosts events and activities, and they have a really big event that they're putting on in the next couple of weeks, which is a fall ball. It's a big formal dance dinner at a place in central London. So they do like to get students together, talk to you about how things are going, and represent you to the wider university. So I'm now going to pass over to Maria, who's going to tell you a little bit about careers and internships.
Hi again. I would love to have an appointment with you once you come here at the university and talk about your CV, help you edit it. Another service that we provide is prepare you for interview, or by giving you tips and preparing you with the questions. We organize career-related fairs and can help you find a part-time job or a full-time job. We have many resources and many partners who provide voluntary opportunities, so we could help you in succeeding in the service role that you might want to do. We have Handshake as a university's employability platform, and we help you there we support you with many resources relating skills and jobs. We also have in Handshake the Richmond Leadership Academy, which you can do 4 different awards, different levels, and they're all free to build your skills in leadership. We provide you many opportunities for networking through events, which are advertised in Handshake and in other directories, which might be local in West London. And alumni could always be a support for you by mentoring you through your studies. So I hope that once you come in London, you will have a meeting with me to talk about your future aspirations.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, so as part of the career service that we offer, you can do an international internship, one here in London or potentially one abroad. If you are studying a BA or a BSc, this is usually in your 3rd year of study or your 3rd out of 4th year of study. I don't think we have any postgraduate students with us today, but we also offer internships for postgraduate students. They are generally full-time work. They are a minimum of 200 hours of work within the placement. So this could be a minimum of 6 to 8 weeks and as long as 12 to 14 weeks during term time. And during the placement, you also have to submit some coursework in order to qualify for the credits, the academic credits that you'll get at the end of the course. We have some really great examples of students doing interesting and different things here in London and in Leeds. So if you think you might be interested in an internship, certainly come and talk to us during orientation, and we'll give you some information about it. As Maria mentioned, we do have a platform called Handshake. It's an app that you can put on your phone, but you can also use it on your desktop. And it provides students a platform to view potential work placements, also to get involved in events and activities hosted by employers, and to build a profile on the platform so that you can start to network both with other students and potential employers. So we'll tell you all about that when you join us in January. Keep in mind, if you are studying with us on a student visa, you will have the right to work part-time during term time or full-time outside of term time. And in order to qualify for working in the UK, you need to get a national insurance number. We can help you do that once you arrive. In order to secure a national insurance number, you will need you'll need your immigration documents. You'll need a letter of enrollment from us outlining your full-time registration, and you'll also need a UK living address. That national insurance number will follow you through your time at Richmond and beyond, so that whenever you have a job here in the UK, it will follow your work placement. So it's a tax number basically, and it'll help you gain employment and keep you up to date. If you're a visiting student and you're here joining us on a standard visitor visa, you do not qualify for a national insurance number and you cannot work during your studies here. And that's because you're on a temporary visa, whereas the student visas allow for this. Okay, speaking of visas and immigration, I'm going to pass over to my colleague Chi to talk a little bit about student visas.
Thank you, Alison. This part, for the first page will be for the visiting student. So the visiting student from US or Canada and the Mexican, etc., normally they do not need to apply for a standard visitor visa in advance of their travel. However, from the 28th of November 2024, all of the affected applicants needs to apply for a new visa, which is called ETA, an electronic travel authorization before you attempt to come to the UK. Usually, you can do this application on your phone by downloading a phone app made by the UKVI. And then usually it will cost about £10 per person. Obviously, we'll charge the equivalent amount in your local currency. Normally, you will be required to show some documentation about, for example, the reason for visiting in the UK. And also you may need to provide admission letters. You will usually send out these letters in due course. And of course, you will have a passport, which has at least 6 months after your intended date to travel to the UK. And also it is strongly recommended that you to have a travel insurance if you are a visiting student. If you are a passport holder from a country other than the US or Canada, and study with us for less than 6 months, you may need to apply for a visa in advance, and this visa is called short-term student. Sorry, my apologies. The type of visa is called standard visitor visa. If you are the one of them that needs to apply this standard visitor visa in advance, please contact our admission as soon as possible. So for the next is for the student who is going to study with us for more than 6 months. If you're one of them, you will need to apply for the student visa ahead of your travel. Normally, you will need to provide a valid passport, evidence of finance you have to support yourself through for your study here in the UK, and evidence of your previous study qualifying you for the course you have applied to at Richmond. For example, your previous, let's say, diploma, transcript from your high school, or if you're going to study with us with in a postgraduate, you probably will need to provide a graduate certificate for your bachelor, etc. For some of the applicants, vaccination record are also required. Normally, our admission team will allocate a CAS, which is short for Confirmation of Acceptance of Study, to you. Once you receive such documents, you will be able to apply for the student visa. However, please bear in mind that this CAS letter is mandatory for you to apply for the visa. If you don't have this CAS letter yet, please do not submit the visa application, as it may cause delay or rejection if you don't have a CAS number. So below will be a general overview of the student visa application process. First of all, you will need to provide all the required documents to our admission team to obtain a CAS. Our admission team should already send you or will send you a very detailed document checklist. Once you receive the CAS from us, you can start filling the online student visa application form. Once the form is completed, you can make payment for the immigration health surcharge, as well as the visa application fees. Once you pay these 2 fees, you will be able to book a biometric appointment. After you book the biometric appointment, the next step will be uploading all the required documents. So once you have made the 2 payments, which I mentioned in step 3, you should be able to download a document, which is called document checklist. This will usually indicate all the required documents that you need to upload prior to your biometric appointment. So once you make sure that you upload everything that required, the next step will be attending your biometric appointment. So during a biometric appointment is fairly straightforward. They will take a picture of you, they will enroll your fingerprint, and then they will ask you about basic, but it's not an interview. It's just a basic information. For example, what application you apply for, etc. If you're a US student, after your biometric appointment, you will need to post your passport to a UK visa processing center. You will receive the relevant instructions during your biometric appointment. For the rest of the world, you do not need to post your passport because you will hand in your passport during your biometric appointment. So once you have finished your biometric appointment, the next will be waiting for a decision. Usually it will take about 3 to 4 weeks from the day you attend your biometric appointment. However, if you may be able to choose priority service, which reduce the processing time from 3 to 4 weeks down to 5 working days. But however, you will need to pay the relevant extra service fee. You will, once the Home Office make decision, you will receive an e-visa to last through your studies in the UK. And also on the visa decision letters, it will state it will give you the instructions regarding how to switch to e-visa. Because from the 1st of January, the UK government is going to switch to electronic visa only. However, it is fairly straightforward process. All you need to do is just register an UK visa account and then link your e-visa to your, let's say, for example, your passport. And I think that's it. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Chi. Visas are somewhat complicated, so if you find yourself with a question, please do let us know. I know our admissions team are in contact with students regularly about this as well. Unfortunately, our student finance team could not be with us today, but they have provided me with a slide to talk through. So if you are a student studying on a student visa and as part of your visa application, you will need to pay a CAS deposit, and that is before you get that CAS letter, which is the one that she was talking about. You'll need that in order to apply for your visa. Once you pay your CAS deposit, you can make arrangements to pay the remainder of your fees on your arrival here in London or in Leeds. Our student finance team will be with us during orientation, and you'll have the option to book an in-person appointment with them if you would like. You can also contact them over email at studentfinance@richmond.ac.uk. All of our payments worldwide go through a company called Flywire, and this is a way that you can direct deposit or send international transfers to the university. There's a lot more information about how to make payments on our main website at richmond.ac.uk, making payments. Okay, I'm going to turn over to Monica, who's going to tell you a little bit about student health well-being, and Alice is going to join in on access.
Thank you. So at Richmond, we do everything we can to encourage student health and well-being. Student Affairs provides loads and loads of services to ensure that you're fully supported during your studies, and support is available both online and in person to the whole university community, wherever you are based. So whether that's in London or in Leeds, or if you're still at home. Alison, if you just go on to the next slide. Thank you. So one of the really big sources of support for our students is our counselling service. So all Richmond students may access up to 6 free sessions of personal counselling per semester, so long as they're registered and attending classes, or they're working on either a dissertation or internship. And again, that is both for London and Leeds students. All the counselling sessions can be booked directly through the counsellors, but if you prefer, I can make contact with the counsellors on your behalf as well. Moving on to Talk Campus. So Talk Campus is a free to download app where you can talk to other students from all around the world about the ups and downs of life and university, and it's an anonymous community as well, and a very safe space to share how you're really feeling. It isn't run by Richmond, and we won't be able to see who's using it. So it is very confidential, and it's just a place to get peer-to-peer support in multiple languages. Moving on to healthcare. So if you're visiting England for more than 6 months, you'll need to pay the immigration health surcharge, unless you're exempt from paying it. And the full amount will be paid upfront for the duration of your visa. If you've paid the surcharge or you're exempt from paying it and your visa allows you to be here for more than 6 months, you'll be entitled to free NHS treatment in England on a similar basis to an ordinarily resident person here in the UK. So your entitlement for the healthcare will apply from the date your visa is granted until it expires. But there will be charges for things like prescriptions and dental charges as well, but these are quite affordable. If you're visiting England for less than 6 months, you should ensure that you're covered by a healthcare insurance. So that could be medical insurance or travel insurance, and make sure that that covers you for the duration of your visit, even if you are a former UK resident. So that's very important. If you're here for less than 6 months, please do get private medical insurance.
Thank you, Monica. I'm going to pass over to Alice, our Student Accessibility Officer.
So so like I said in the introduction, I put in place support plans for students with additional needs to help support them during their time at Richmond. So under the Equality Act, we as a university have a legal requirement to provide reasonable adjustments for students with disabilities, specific learning difficulties, medical or mental health conditions. So at Richmond, some of the accommodations we can offer include extra time in exams and midterms, negotiated deadline extensions, preferred seating in class, short rest breaks in class. Anything that you feel is reasonable, you can come to me and we can see if we can put it in place. If this applies to you, the process is simple. You can contact me or fill out the form on the website and provide me with evidence of your diagnosis, so like a doctor's letter or a letter from your previous school or institution. And from that, we can work together to create a plan for you.
Great. Thank you, Alice. And the form that Alice mentioned will be available to you over email. I'll send it out as part of your orientation materials. We also ask you to fill out a health form to let us know about any special requirements you may have, particularly if you are requiring medication while you're here in the UK. And we've got some advice and guidance about bringing that with you and supporting you while you're here. So there's lots of people here to support you on arrival, all of the people that you met earlier in this presentation, but also a group of peers, people that are here also studying a course, often have been here 2 to 3 years, maybe in their final year at Richmond. And there's a team of mentors and a team of tutors. Alice, did you want to go through this slide?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So we have, as Alison said, we have services available to everyone where you don't need a support plan and you can just contact both our peer mentors and tutors directly. It's a free service and it's really beneficial because both the peer mentors and peer tutors are current students at Richmond. So the peer mentors can help you settle in with university life. They can help you develop time management skills and with the liberal arts program. And peer tutors can offer you academic support and guidance in specific topics.
Great, thank you very much. And you can pre-meet some of these people online through our website, which I'll put in the chat in a few moments. There'll also be probably people joining Maggie at the airport on arrival day, and they'll be at orientation throughout your week. So more about orientation, as Maggie mentioned and others, the move-in day for residential students is the 13th of January, 2025. If you're living with us in student accommodation, you have the option of being met at the airport and taken to your location, whether that's West Kensington or Tower Hill. If you are not joining us in student accommodation, we ask that you come to campus from Tuesday, the 14th of January. And we'll be shortly sending out some information all about new student orientation. We're building a dedicated website for this that will have your schedule, events and activities, and some FAQs. Around early December, we'll also send you an email in order to get you to access university systems. And this will be your University Outlook account, which will be your email while you're here at Richmond. We'll also ask you to join Blackboard, which is our virtual learning environment. We've set up a course on Blackboard to send out some resources that may help you before arrival here in the UK, and some things that you can do in advance of turning up in person for orientation. When orientation does finally arrive, you'll be asked to do a few things before you get to campus. And if you are one of our degree students coming to complete an undergraduate course here in London or Leeds, you will be asked to take some placement tests. Depending on the major that you've chosen, it may be only an English language placement test, or it may be an English language placement test and a maths test. Don't panic. You can't study for these tests. They are simply assessments to ensure that you're placed in the right level of class before you arrive. So just to give you a brief overview of orientation, and again, you'll be getting a lot more information about this week in early December. Monday, the 13th of January is our residential move-in day. We are supporting students with airport pickup on that day too. So we ask if you'd like to take part in that service to arrive at Heathrow, ideally between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. on Monday, the 13th of January. You will have the option of meeting your RAs or RD on that day when you move into either Tower Hill or West Kensington. And we've got some activities planned to make sure that you feel welcomed. On Tuesday, the 14th, we'll ask students to come to campus, and we will do a series of events that are repeating throughout the week. So that booking system that I mentioned a bit earlier will be available on that dedicated website where you can book in different events for different days. Document checks is one of those. So Chi and Catherine will be on site taking copies of students' passports, e-visas, and other documents. We'll also host a library orientation, campus tours, a living in London information system, a mandatory visa session, and other academic sessions throughout the week. So we have some academic information on Wednesday, some talks from your faculty, and an opportunity to get to know the people teaching on your course. So I mentioned Student Government Association a bit earlier. They're going to host a welcome on Thursday, the 16th, and introduce you to the Student Government Association. And then lastly, on Friday, in case you haven't yet gotten registered, we'll make sure you get into the classes you need so that you can start on Monday, the 20th. I haven't yet put in our social activities, but we will be hosting events and activities each evening or afternoon and all the way into the weekend. So if you're feeling anxious about meeting new people or getting used to living in a big city like London or Leeds, don't worry, you'll have plenty of time to get acclimated, and those mentors and tutors we mentioned will be a part of all of this. So that is it from us. We will be hosting another webinar on the 2nd of December, which will focus almost exclusively on orientation. But I'm going to turn it over to you now for any questions. And I will take us off record too.